This movie is for the kid in school who always felt like he never fit in, who always felt different, and frankly, who felt like a failure to everyone in their life. While I was watching the movie, this was the only thing I could think about. And in a way, I saw myself in the movie. But why? Why is Hare Zameen such a good representation of the kid who always felt different and left out? Now, I'm not the biggest Indian cinema watcher there is, especially because I didn't grow up in India. I mean, the only Indian movies I watched were ones with my parents. And by the way, some of them are amazing. Then, just a couple of weeks ago, I came across this video. It showed a kid who failed in school, trying to tell his mom, trying to convince his mom that he is trying and he's gonna try harder just to pass and to improve. He's crying, begging even, not to be sent to boarding school. And this video felt familiar. Maybe I'd seen the movie before, but it felt familiar in the way that I have actually done this in real life. I mean, this scene right here, I have enacted this in my life. I got flashbacks of my time in school, and I got the feeling of being that kid again. And that's exactly where Ishan's story begins. He is a creative, adventurous, 8-year-old kid who struggles with dyslexia. So he struggles with reading and writing. Early in the movie, the teacher asks Ishan to read out loud, but for him, that's basically rocket science. He tries, or at least he does something, and the whole class bursts out laughing. And this exact thing kind of happened to me. Now, I may not have dyslexia, but reading out loud has always been a struggle for me because I have a stutter. And when I was in primary school, my stutter was terrible. There was this one time where I had to say the word Regenschirm. And obviously, the first bit I could say, but the second bit, at sure, I just froze up. And it wasn't the class that laughed, it was the teacher. And whenever this memory pops up in my head again, this feels extremely embarrassing. And also, when that happened, I only later realized how kind of traumatic it was. I mean, your own teacher laughing at you. And it's not just that one moment. Throughout my life, it's been weird looks, small laughter, and just people not understanding me. And in the same case with Ishan, other people just don't understand it, that for you, speaking or reading is more difficult. Later on in the movie, Ishan missed out on school and needed an absence note from his parents. But he was petrified of what his parents would do to him, so he got his brother to write him one. Long story short, his parents found out and they were pissed. And I've done something similar. I mean, I remember in secondary school, I had horrible grades. Horrible grades. And eventually, I just got fed up of showing my parents the exact same bad grades again and again. Because I knew I could do better. So one day, I just decided to fake the signature and just give it off. And yeah, quick advice, please don't ever do this. It will always end badly. But this is where the fear and the feeling of being a failure comes from. Because you know you can do better and you don't want to make it worse. So you just run away from that feeling. It's like for one day, you just want everything to stop. And also, as a kid, while this was all going on, I always heard things like, all your friends or your classmates, they'll have a good life and you won't, and stuff like that. You always get compared to other people. Which brings me to my next point, Johan. In the movie, Ishan has an older brother who is perfect at school, perfect at sports. I mean, he is the ideal student and ideal son in the eyes of their parents. And then there's him. I mean, that's gonna affect Ishan. Even though Johan doesn't boast about it, it will still have an effect on someone. Now, I don't have a brother or siblings, but I know this feeling. Now, you see, in an Indian household, you are kind of expected to do well in school, and I obviously didn't. And I got compared to everyone else, and I basically got told that everyone else were ahead and I was behind. And obviously, that's gonna affect someone, and it just doesn't feel good. But it doesn't mean that everyone is completely useless. Now, in the movie, even after all these challenges, Ishan was an amazing painter. He was amazing at it. He had a natural talent for it. And in the second act of the movie, he finds a teacher who actually helps him with this talent, who helps him fulfill his dreams and passion. And the end scene of the movie is the entire school clapping for him because of his amazing artwork. And kind of just like Ishan, I found my thing, which I loved as well. Back in secondary school, I discovered that I loved making videos. I loved creating. So that's exactly what I did. I made some small edits on YouTube and they actually did well. I mean, I reached like 100 subscribers and even more. So it was the first thing I felt confident in. It was the first thing in my life where I felt I could actually do something. But then, spending too much time on YouTube affected other aspects of my life, especially school. And my school grades became even worse and just they weren't improving. So I stopped. Now, last year, I had a bit of a gap year. I had like 6 months of doing anything I wanted. So I made YouTube videos again and just random stuff on Instagram, on TikTok. And I finally found my spark again. I finally figured out what type of content I want to make. And now I'm doing it. And what I'm basically trying to say is even if you have challenges, there is still something about you which is good. There's still something which you love. And it's your job just to try. Now, all this YouTube might not work out, but all I could do is try. I mean, in the title of the movie, it literally says that every kid is special. And everyone has something special about them. So it's your job just to try. So yeah, that's been it for me. This video and this movie is for the kid who always felt a bit different. And as always, I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you next time.